It's Mark Husson's Astrology Hour. Time for you to expect something wonderful.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Mark Husson. This is Mark Husson's Astrology Hour coming to you live May 6th. It's about 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. on the East Coast. And it's whatever time it is when you're looking at your clock where you are. Welcome to the show. It is an Aries moon. It is going to change into Taurus later today. That means that we have some things to talk about because the sun is in Taurus. And if the moon goes into Taurus, we have some changes happening. I'm excited about that. Let's see. So let's get you started. Come on over to the site. The easiest way to do it is if you want to join and just sort of read some of the posts, you don't have to participate. Really, you don't. We'd love it if you do, but you can come over to the Facebook page by going over to 12radio.com and clicking the chat link on the left-hand side. And when you do, you will be magically transported over to the page that has my banner at the top of it. Thanks to Jay Varvel, who does so many multiple things, including puts up our banners and does psychic readings at 1-2, teaches classes, has a show with Carolyn, has his own show, has a show with Raven, has a show with his partner. So he's Mr. Busy. We appreciate that so much. So thank you, Jay, for all you do. I am so happy to be here with you. I'm going to check out some of the comments and say hi. It is, it gets feisty under that Aries moon energy, don't you think? Feisty because sometimes, I've heard more than one person in the past couple of days go, I am so tired of people. And it's like, yeah, I get it. We get tired because what are we tired of when we say we're tired of people? We're tired of feeling that everyone else's needs are larger than ours. And that everybody else gets to have their needs attended to. Maybe. And so Aries is like, nah, I'm not into that. And that's what that moon does, especially after we had a Pisces moon weekend, which I hope you had a great weekend. I certainly did. It was jam-packed. It was really jam-packed. People from the past, which is typical with Pisces moons. You get, people that you haven't seen in a while. I can tell you, I hardly remember once Friday zooms in. So I made Thursday my favorite day of the week. I think I may have talked to you about this before, but I literally just decided it's Thursday. And here's why. Thursday is like, all right, the day before Friday. It's also like, it's Thor's day. It's like the power day. And if you prepare for your Friday on Thursday, you get this sort of incredible sense of like extending the weekend. Like everything in life, it seems like there's a ceiling. When we used to have the retail store, it'd be like, let's say the figure was $1,000 a week. Okay. You're hoping because you have bills to pay, and then you start off the week and Monday is like a $700 day on Monday. Oh my God, we're going to kill it. Sunday comes around, Monday through Sunday, $1,000 is all you got. So there's this thing that I think sometimes I used to think of it as a glass ceiling. I think it's more a balance. I think it just sort of like nature has a way of balancing things out. Our life has a way of balancing things out so that sometimes when the anomaly hits, we're a little more excited about it. And so that's what I noticed. So Thursdays have been great. I love my Thursdays. It's our day to celebrate. I remember thinking it's Thursday, and me and John sort of like sometimes we'll say it's Thursday because I don't know, it sort of extends the celebration. Give it a try. Maybe pick your favorite day, have it be your power day. Some people, based on your work schedule, it might be Sunday, it might be Monday. So okay, so I need to come here. I get so a little discombobulated on Facebook because all of a sudden there's a different picture than what I was looking at is in front of me. But I am coming to you for the comments. I just want to see you and say hi. And this morning, when I look at the comments, I see Truly in the house and Renee is in the house. Good morning to all of you. Hi, Laura. Welcome. Lynn Goldberg's in the house. Thanks for being here, Lynn. Penny. My natal moon is Aries. My mother was an Aries. Oh, that's a sweet tie-in, Penny. And you hopefully get some inspiration from these Aries moons when they come around. I certainly do. After a Pisces moon, when Aries hits, I can't wait for the Aries moon to hit. And it's like, oh God, what was I thinking? Where, it's sort of like, shake it off. Hi, Anne. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Brenda, good morning. Oh, happy birthday to Brenda. Yay. Day before the new moon. A little Taurus in the house. I hope it's a very special one for you. Ali Shea is in the house, spreading the love. Thank you, Ali Shea. Lioness is here. Jackie is here. I so love my Monday mornings with the marvelous Mark and all the mystics. Yes, our wordsmith is at it again. No pressure, Jackie. You are so welcome to come here sometime and not be fabulous, even though I know that'd be hard. That'd be hard for me. Okay, you guys, I have to bend over here and plug something in. Hang on one second. Bear with me. I just noticed my computer battery was being weird, and I don't want to have a show. There it is. It came back. Thank you very much, little computer battery. We were on the edge. We would have been cut off. There it is, though. Thank you. Okay, sorry for that. Jackie, thanks for being here. Pamela, good morning. I'm happy that you're here, too. It is feisty. I hope the Taurus moon softened things up a bit, she says. It will. Maybe. Ooh, we're going to talk about it. Geraldine's here. Thank you so much. I'll come back and check on you guys and see how you are doing. Did you hear that tomorrow was a new moon? Well, here's what that means. When the sun is in Taurus and the moon is going to be in Taurus, they're at the same place in the sky. And every other week, the moon will go from being new every other week to full. And if you look at it, you know what a full moon means. The moon is fully lit up, right? And if you notice that a new moon is going really dark. And so the symbol is that it's losing light and it's releasing. So this should have been a 2-week period where you sort of release things. You let go. You sort of unhook. You look at life a little differently. You hopefully got rid of a bunch of stuff in your house. I am unloading. I can't even begin to tell you how much stuff we are letting go of. We have this thing every spring. I get this insane kind of weird spring fever. It's weird in that I always want to move. I always want to move to a sunny place, a location that might be different. It could be a wintry place, but I just want to move. And I love where I live. So there's no reason for it. It's just, something hits. And I think it's that springtime, spring fever-y thing. So this year we decided just to combat the fever that usually hits, that we move rooms, that we change, that we just do this big rearranging. And so in the process of doing that, we promised to get rid of everything. If I hadn't touched it in a year, it's out. It's gone. I mean, I think we gave the Vietnam vets more stuff, more new stuff, more unopened stuff. I could have done a garage sale, sure. I could have done all that stuff, sure. But that isn't the goal. That's what makes you keep that stuff, in my opinion. Oh, somebody might want this. Oh, we can make a little money. It's out. I want it out. So this giant truck came and we unloaded a bunch. We all helped. It was a ton of stuff. And guess what? There is a ton more. I'm tired of stuff. And I do thrive in a sort of uncluttered environment. I have never had one. I have Mars and Pisces. I can't but I'm with a Mars and Virgo, thank God. And so together we can. I do. So I'll speak in my language for a minute, but I have Jupiter in Virgo, which means that the bigger picture for me is like, I thrive in that sort of minimalist environment. I can't help but keep it. I can't keep it that way. So you have someone who can. Lucky them. But that's the way it is for me. And so I crave that. I want that. So I'm starting to, like, I could look at something. I've seen it 100 times And I finally shake my head and look at it with new eyes. And I'm like, that thing has been sitting here for how many years and never touched it. But it's comfortable seeing it. It's out. Bye. I'll get another one if I need to. I don't care. I'm out. And so that's what's going on in my little world. And the new moon, the full moon, right after the full moon, the moon starts losing light. So you release. And right after that full moon is when this happened. There was like this revelation of like, I don't want to do this same old routine every day. I don't want to look at the same thing. I don't want to just die in a rut. And so that's what's happening. And that's a symbol of this sort of time period where now the moon's coming to meet the sun. It's going to be at its darkest point. So it's coming, and what it does is it gets in between the earth and the sun. So when we look up, we're seeing darkness because the moon is sort of like an eclipse almost. The difference with an eclipse and a new moon is that there's no shadow being cast on the earth. There's no alignment. Like it's not exact in front of us so that the shadow of the moon hits the earth. So this eclipse is the moon no longer getting in between the earth and the sun and losing its light. So we see darkness when we look up. The stars will be certainly bright. Now, then you look at the sign the moon is in. And if you're on the mailing list, which I really hope you will continue to do, over at one, you go on to 12house.com and get on the mailing list. It's me. I don't sell them. Nobody ever asked me for them. I send about 3 or 4 postcards a week to tell you what's happening at our sister sites, like 1-2Listen. All of them are mine. It's not like some other company. And then, let you know what's happening. That's pretty much it. So please get on the mailing list. It's how we know how healthy we're being and if we're connecting to you. So the chart today I sent out in that mailing list, that's what made me think of it, shows Jupiter, Uranus, Moon, Sun, Venus, all in Taurus. When the Sun and the Moon come together, that's the new moon, it becomes a little bit of a hotter point. It becomes this thing. It's 18 degrees of Taurus. So those of you that are familiar with your charts will know where 18 degrees is of Taurus. You look for where Taurus is on the chart somewhere. It's a circle with horns, right? And if you know where Scorpio is, it's exactly opposite. Okay. If you know where Aries is, it's right next to it. So you can find it on your chart, or you can ask somebody, ask a friend. We do have a report service, 12reports.com, where I've collected computerized reports over the years, and I send those out. And you can maybe see transits for yourself there. Like, well, what's the new moon doing for me? We have reports that do that. But you can take a look. We have new kid reports, things like that, dog and cat reports. We have future prediction reports. Way too many, honestly. So anyway, tomorrow at about 8:22 p.m. in Pacific time, they hit exactly. And up to that point, you may be feeling a little more heavy, a little depressed, a little like life is a little serious. And I want you to really try to remember this. It doesn't have to be. You might just be looking at life as a little more serious, as a little more like heavy, but you may not. And if you are looking at that lens, it's a little heavy. I'm a little worried. I've got a little, it's because not just the losing light thing, it's because it's in Taurus. And Taurus is an earth sign that rules our bodies. It rules our things. It rules our possessions. And what makes it the most difficult of all the elements, not just all the signs, but of all the elements of Aries, fire, air, water, what makes it the hardest of all with Earth is Earth has the hardest time trusting. Earth relies on what it can see and feel. Senses too, like all the senses. But it doesn't really, it lacks it's the opposite, the exact opposite of fire, the element of inspiration. And what you see with Taurus is they want to trust, they really do, but they're not going to. They're not letting go of this. Like the worst thing a Taurus could do is give everything away. Now, a Taurus, if you have Saturn in Taurus, or you mitigated, or you learned some things, or you're mature, or you've evolved, or you are stuck somewhere, it's not a measure of evolution, I promise you. It's not a measure of enlightenment if you give things away. But Tauruses have the hardest time doing that. Most Tauruses I know hoard a little bit. Okay, it's just, why would they let it go? It's comfort to them on a very core level. And I can promise you, where you have Taurus in your chart, you do the same thing in that area of your life. You hold on a little tighter with a little less trust than you would any other area of your life where that Taurus is for you. Now, I'm very sensitive to generalizations. I'm very aware of them as well. So I don't want you to think, oh, I don't get this, it doesn't fit me. That's fine. I really love that. I don't want it to fit everybody. I want it to be some room for fluidity here. I want you to get the general idea, though. The general idea is where you have Taurus, you kind of want things a little permanent. So we'll go over what that means house by house, but it's kind of true that you're going to, what looks familiar to you is an oak tree. I can count on that oak tree being there. I can count on it. I can count on this. I can count on this person being there for me no matter what. I can count on it until you can't. And then it's terrifying. And that terror is what keeps us in a Taurus loop. And this new moon is helping us identify that. What are we clutching to that makes us feel so secure? And there's nothing wrong with clutching. Yeah. Ask my pillow. Ask my little boys. When I'm holding them tight, when I'm watching crazy movies. So if you have Taurus in your 7th house, relationships are kind of like important. And you probably stay in them way long. Because why? It's familiar comfort. You lack fire in that house. Now, you might have Aries in that house. That's how it works in astrology. I'm not going to teach a class. But if you do, you have a little more inspiration there to trust. You can break it away. But Taurus wants something permanent. It's its job. It's what it seeks. And if you're a Taurus sun sign, which we have in the house today, again, happy birthday, you know this part of yourself that kind of relies on consistency. And if you think about it, that reliance on consistency is what you have as a gift. But fire signs, they rely on this inspiration inside of them. They rely on some fire in their belly. That's why they don't care about if it looks permanent. And that's why when earth and fire signs get together, not just Taurus and Leos, for example, but any earth and fire signs get together, one of the clashes is the earth sign wants some consistency. And the fire signs are like, ha! Maybe it sounds just like that too. Okay. So as we're moving into this new moon, as we're coming to this new moon, you are coming to a part of your life where you're looking at what means something to you. What is the security? How is it feeling? What things have I been holding on to? What's making me a little scared to let go? What's making me nervous, period? So let's take a look. I'm going to see how you guys are doing on this. I saw a bunch of people came in, and I just want to make sure that I stay on track with you. Hi, Geraldine. Thanks for being here. Debbie, good morning. My birthday was this week, 5/9. Taurus, Sun, Scorpio, Moon. You were born on the full moon, girl. Aries rising. Yeah, she said born on the full moon. I'm a twin, too. I'm honoring myself this week. You go, Taurus. Happy birthday. Hi, Maya. Welcome, Moriana. Welcome, Morina. It's from a cold UK seaside. Ooh. Still, I know it's windy here, but you get to see a seaside. Karen Erickson's in the house. Good morning, everyone. My son got his doctorate on Friday. This is a crazy weekend trip to parents. I earned a free pass to do what I want for the rest of the week. Oh, no doubt. Congratulations to him. I know he's going to soar. He's your son. Tara, thank you, Tara, for being here, taking action on this Aries moon. I'm on fire, cleaning things out. Oh, good. Think of me, Tara. Think of me. Ellsworth Brand, missed y'all. We missed you too. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Geraldine, good morning. Julie Miller, good morning. Mark and Jay, happy to be listening live again. Brilliant to change rooms. I get the spring desire to change things up too. I love that. Let's think of each other while we're doing that. Like it's so much less alone. Says the Cancer, who is always looking for that little watery connection. Swedish death cleaning season. Oh my God, this book. Ellsworth put a book in there. It says what is it? It's gentle. Wait a minute. Of Swedish death cleaning, how to free yourself and your family from a lifetime of clutter. I'm loving this, by Margarita Magnusson. Okay. So you probably put the name of the book in the room. It's covered up by a label. And she said, Swedish death cleaning season. That's so cute. Okay, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Bless me. The wind out here is 75 miles an hour. It is insane. It's crazy. I don't know a lot of people that like the wind, but I love the wind. I don't know what it is. I mean, but they say it's bad for the acupuncture people say it's bad. Wind is bad. I'm out there feeling the hair I don't have blowing. It is so fun. Audra, Mark, what if my Mars is in Scorpio in the 8th? You know, I'm a Pisces drowning in the 12th house. What? I can't function at all in the clutter. Well, Mars, you have that natural house thing going where it's like everything's double. So Mars in Scorpio definitely, once you get a thought in your head, it doesn't go away. So that's really good for cleaning, for clearing. I bet when you clean, it's like you drill down layers. You know, I dare a piece of dirt to be where you think it shouldn't be. But yeah, that's good. I get it. But that's use that Mars to passionately unclutter. That's awesome. Truly, I totally relate to that, Mark. I'm a Mars in Pisces as well. This crap has got to go. You know, thank you. And we get so used to it. And I joked a couple of weeks ago, every Mars in Pisces, we're all pretty messy. Nobody wants to live with the Mars in Pisces, but we certainly don't mind having people who hate that mess and want to pick it up. I mean, it's truly messy. And I've got that dichotomy going because I have Jupiter and Virgo. So I recognize what a slob I am. And it's just, I don't know what it is. It's not dirty. It's sloppy. I don't like slamming cabinets. So I try all these gadgets that self-close my cabinets. These little cheap things that go like they're where the hinges are. They have these new hinges, $2. And the cabinet closes automatically. And if you try to slam it, you can't. Because I have this fetish on slamming cabinets. I know it's because my Aries moon mom would just slam them because I just couldn't take it. There was no little rubber bumpers. I think, or it's just me being lazy. Let's say that. It's easy to blame on the emotional abuse of my childhood. I can lean in on that a little bit, can't I? Okay. Karen says Taurus and Saturn in the 11th. This makes sense. I'm so glad, Karen. That's awesome. Little Virgo mind you have. Terry Campbell's in the house. Sad but true on the Taurus hoarding. 6th house. Once I got into an argument with my ex about taking printer paper from my stockpile. At least you can laugh at it, Terry. Although an easier argument than those that followed. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, I get it. So you guys notice it's not that you're being greedy. It's not that we're being selfish. It's fear. Fear motivates all of this stuff. Like, don't take my things. I rely on this. I lean in on this and wherever it is for you. Now, this is so interesting because to me, if you think about the planets and what they're saying to our psyches, now I've always told you, I continue to tell you, the planets are reflecting what's already going on in you, right? They're not adding it to you. That's why the fear of the Mercury retrograde is kind of funny because you're already there and it's just showing you're entering this phase, right? So anyway, I know I'll talk till I'm blue in the face and I will never change people's opinions about the Mercury retrograde. But I changed mine and I'm thrilled. So I still cherish them and I look forward to them. You could too. So all right. So this idea that it's a bad thing, that you don't understand the motive. So if you think about the motive and not the mode, I've always talked about the idea that what we're seeing somebody do, that's their mode. Oh God, they're hoarding again. And the motive, though, is what really matters. What is the motive is fear. It's like I'm starting to feel a little insecure. I'm starting to feel a little shaky here. So can I have some familiarity? I swear to you, I get secure over the dumbest things. Security, the dumbest things. I'll call them dumb. I know. You all let me do my self-deprecating. It's all right. But it's so helpful to, like, I'll use omens, like, sometimes too. Like, magical thinking is just such a fun part of my life. But a special little bird. Like, I had a bird. There was the one-legged crow. I called him Ahab, and I loved him and he loved me. I know he did, even though he never spoke to me, never looked at me, never noticed me, flew away every time I got close, but he loved me. That's magical thinking, right? But Ahab was my security. He had one leg. He drank out of our fountain. He came back every day. I always made sure there was a little food for him out there. And every time I went to put it, he'd leave, but he'd come back. And so I had this little fantasy relationship with Ahab. Well, he left for a long time. When he came back, I felt so secure. Like, that feeling of went away. It was, he came back at a time when I was feeling and he came back, and it was like, oh, that's so the silliest things sometimes can bring back and spark that sense of safety, of security. But like I said, Tauruses on their own tend to be more afraid of not having the spark to trust that they can let go of things in their lives, or they can, let go of people, or let go. Like, it's a terrifying thing. Oh, and this is what the point I was going to make. Uranus in the sky is in Taurus. Uranus is the blower upper of things. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. It blows things up. It doesn't sort of unite us. And here it is in Taurus, next to Jupiter, blowing things up. And every Taurus, every one of you. And if you're a late Taurus, like if you're later in the season, then you maybe haven't had this experience yet. But the early Tauruses up till, I'd say May 1st, May 5th, May 6th, May 7th. You guys, this week, you guys have already had it. You're having it now, most likely. Oh, yeah, that's right. You are. You're feeling this change, and you need to go with it. Things will change. They will evolve. They will go, and you can figure out how to best navigate it. I know 4 Tauruses that had to move. Do you know how terrifying that was for them? They did it. They did it in that Taurus way, where it's like they started 4 months early and packed and found and did their path the way they do it. Tauruses, if you know Tauruses, there's a thing they do their way. It's just sort of like, get out of the way. They're doing it their way. They have to. They're not going to, and they'll take your advice and they'll listen. Like, they're just so appreciative of how gracious and good you are at giving them advice, and they listen, and oh, it's so nice. And then they do what the hell they want to do. No different than their opposite Scorpio. No different at all. Only you have a better chance of Scorpio telling you, I'm never going to do that. So, Taurus is too Venus-like. They're too nice. They're like, oh, thank you. That's such a good idea. And in their head, they're going, never going to happen in a million years. Thank you very much for sharing. Okay, now, so remember, this new moon tomorrow sort of activates that place in your life where the shift, the issue of security will emerge. And then the day of that night, it hits at 8:22 p.m., Tuesday, tomorrow. The minute it hits, things open up. That's my experience. The moon is now no longer losing light. It's now in a position to receive light. And things start happening. like the reset button, like, you know, when you hit reboot the computer and you're like, did it reboot? Is it reboot? Like, what's taking so long? And all of a sudden you hear the chime or the light comes on and you know it happened. Okay, that's what's happening here with a reboot tomorrow night. So in the meantime, you be aware of this. Venus is in Taurus. The sun is in Taurus. The moon is in Taurus. Uranus is in Taurus. You have this amazing planetary alignment of all of them showing you the desire to manifest. It's Taurus, guys. It's Taurus. This ability to manifest is insane. And you're like, well, what do I create? What do I I don't know what to manifest. That's okay. That's okay. What is our solution to everything here? Tap into gratitude first. Find your gratitude. Be grateful. And then add in that thing about guidance for like trusting the guidance that you get. Just trust it. It's okay. You don't have to be proactive. You're not going to miss a boat. This is the reflection of you. These planets are the reflection of what's already happening to you. They're just showing you what's happening. I'm telling you just the translation of it in English, but you already get this. So we have a lot to look forward to. We have a lot to bring forth. And some of you might be in situations where you're like, I just have not been happy in a while. I get that. I get that. But one of the things that we can do to chip away at that unhappiness is make some decisions different than what you've been making. Like, let me give you an example how easy it is. Mercury retrograde is an amazing blessing. It simply is a decision you make. New moons, amazing opportunities. It's simply a decision you make. It's not cross your arms and say, prove it. That's you being stupid. It's belief. What does Taurus lack that all the other signs have the ability to do, but Taurus has the hardest time? The earth signs, what did I tell you? Inspiration. All the earth signs have it. The belief of faith, a leap of faith. Now, if they have that hard a time, and I know there's Tauruses out there going, wait, I have that in droves. I have faith. I believe. Okay, I get it. I told you, generalization is my gig. But on a core level, that's why we hoard. That's why we keep things close. So, if the one thing that all Tauruses, all Virgos, all Capricorns lack is this true innate trust, the leap of faith. Because what? It's the opposite of fire. All the fire signs, what do they lack? The belief that they can have some security. Something's going to be here for them when they need it. It's no worse of a crime. It's no better of a crime. It's not a crime. But we have this part that wants to believe. And it's harder when stuff's in Taurus. So I'm saying, fake it. Try it. Now, I'm not a big affirmation guy. I don't like affirmations necessarily. I think it's just sort of BS. We lie to ourselves and then we have to choose the right words. Remember, I used to say, that joke kills me. And people were like, you shouldn't say that. Because we're so afraid that the bigger forces around us that many of us believe in, loving forces around us, listen to our language and take us seriously in our language. Like, they don't read the intent. You said kill me. They go, oh, okay, let me kill you. That's another thing you can shake off. This belief that you're smarter than the loving universe around you, that you're smarter than the synergy of energies all floating perfectly in the sky, that you're smarter than all of that. So you're going to outsmart them by changing the words you use. I am not a big fan. You all can be, it's okay. I get it. It works for a lot of people. But I think telling the truth and allowing it to shift from a place of truth is so much more effective for me. Like, this sucks. Being able to say that, not, oh no, everything around me is loving and light. I'm sorry, it ain't. I'm sorry. I'm in a dark room. It doesn't feel good. Sorry. Now, if you start with your truth, you can shift it from the place of truth. So my point is not now compare that to what I said about just believe, trusting something is a choice. It's different than lying to yourself. You can trust that maybe if you turn around that Mercury can be a good thing, that maybe if you just try the experiment of it and see that you might actually have a great Mercury retrograde, as if things don't break down in your life any other time. I mean, really. So we can experiment, but just tell the truth. That's the big thing. Now, let me take a look at you guys and see what you're doing. I can't believe this time is moving so fast. I want to talk about the week ahead real quick with you, but I also let me check on you guys. Let me just hit refresh here real quick. I know Facebook was designed by a 14-year-old. I just know it. Okay. No offense to 14-year-olds. No, that's actually a really insult to 14-year-olds, isn't it? Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm coming down. Here we go. Oh, my God. It refreshed on me. Okay. Oh, okay, maybe 13. Okay. So, while I'm getting there, I want to talk to you a little bit about this Aries moon shifting into Taurus, and then the week ahead brings us Gemini. We're in spring, okay? So what I want you to hear about that is when the moon is in Aries, we're feeling the spring-like energy of, like, that's where the sun brings us Aries when it's in. The sun brings us spring when it's in Aries. The moon brings us spring when it's in Aries. And the difference between the sun and moon, your sun sign and your moon sign, vastly different. Your sun sign is kind of what you're striving for. The moon sign is this unconscious need. You have to do the moon. So in other words, if you're a Leo sun, you basically are striving to be seen in a way that you feel respected. There's a part of you putting together the pieces of that. The Leo moon unconsciously creates drama constantly, just constant drama. Everything's bigger than life. Everything's, it's sort of like there's no interest if it doesn't involve. It's unconscious, but it's definitely always on, because that's the moon's. The moon sinks us into our unconscious. It's what some of the hidden drives are. The sun signs and the moon signs, they're very different. So I want you to think about when they come together in the sky, those two components are also very different. What we kind of want and what we unconsciously need are together. So the new moon is actually feeding a very important part of us. Okay, I am back to the comments. I can't believe I just went to hit view all comments and it took me to a completely other page. So here we are again. And thank you. Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that. So, okay, hold on. Top comments, I'm changing it to all comments. And I hate doing this on the air with you, but I need to see you guys and see how you're doing. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Quelly's in the house. Thank you, Quelly. Welcome, Audra. Taurus on my second Aries rising. Give me my stuff and light it on fire. Yeah, give me my stuff and light it on fire. Oh, right. Taurus is on her second, is what she's saying, second house. That's right. Gwen, welcome. Nice to have you here. Birthday last Thursday. So last Thursday, the Tauruses are showing up. Happy belated, Gwen. Welcome. Okay, and Brenda says, I'm a Taurus with a Leo moon. Does this mean I'm desperate for change but terrified of it? Because that's what's happening. Exactly. The terror is sort of like, you got to be careful about the made-up inspiration, the made-up emotion around it. In other words, Leo moons will feel alive when it's dramatic and it's fun. The Taurus is really scared, and the Leo moon might pump that up a little bit. So it's okay. All of those things are fine. Just recognize I might be over dramatizing this. I need to do this. I'm safe. I'm secure. I can do it. And then be proud of the accomplishment that you're making. But it can be a challenge, and they're square. So you can do some Taurus stuff first and then come back and visit the pride about how you did it, how well you did. Happy new moon from Jennifer. Welcome. Happy new moon, Jennifer. Good to have you here. Lynn, she's an Aries moon too, and I love slamming cabinets. Once in a while, she said. I love that. Hi, Pamela. My cardinals are like that for me. They fly away when they see me too, but I know they love me. Plus I feed them their favorite seeds. Yeah, I know that lovely watery thing. Thank you, Pamela. Patricia Rich. Good morning, Mark. Audra, you're so right, Mark. I cleared out my Jeep the other day and found shit from probably 5 years ago. 2 days ago, I cut about 8 inches off trauma off my hair. That is great. I'm a Taurus, Pamela says, and the sun and Mercury in my first. My birthday is this Sunday, Mother's Day, Patricia. Happy birthday. Lori Love. Hi, Mark. It's a GIF I see with, that's so funny. You get to put my name in a GIF. I love that. Melissa, good morning, Mark. Great to hear your wonderful voice. Thank you, Melissa. Natal sun, Venus, Jupiter, Neptune in Scorpio. Woo! Mars at 27 Taurus. May is always the lowest energy month for me. On another note, would really love to hear your take on Taylor Swift's natal chart sometime. Okay, I'll find it and do that. It's a interesting. I've seen some analysis of her chart. Somebody did this thing called the Two Blondes, and it was Donald Trump and Taylor Swift, and what kind of zeitgeist they both on opposite ends of the pole represented, and it was fascinating. So I will look at it for sure. Gemini is going to love it. Jupiter coming May 25th. That's right, Terry. Okay, so you guys, that's the other thing. Jupiter and Taurus. Now Uranus is going to shake things up. Jupiter is going to show you the gift of it. That's why all these Tauruses are having great changes, big changes in their life. They're all going to love the changes. I promise. They ain't going to love it on the way because you know Tauruses are funny. They're Venus-y, right? So they have that Venus sort of charm to them, but there's nothing like an unhappy Taurus. Well, unhappy Leos are pretty bad too, but an unhappy Taurus they just pull it all in. There's nothing coming out of them. There's no Venus coming. They don't want it. And then boom, it sort of pops up when they're alive again. Yeah, it's fun to watch. So then Jupiter's moving pretty quick. And as Terry pointed out, in just a couple of weeks, it goes into Gemini. And so those of you who are Geminis should be feeling it now. You should start feeling this uptick, a little bit of like opportunities coming, a little bit of inspiration brewing. Tauruses have had this. That's why you Tauruses now are landing. Like a lot of you have found your places to live. A lot of you have ended relationships. A lot of you got that product that you've needed to help you with whatever it is that you're needing help with. A lot of the conclusions are coming. And then we go into Gemini, and wherever Gemini is in your house, it's going to be huge. We're going to have a show just on the Jupiter and Gemini. It's so fun when planets change signs. It really is. So we're seeing a lot of these effects early. And because Jupiter is the largest planet of the zodiac, start celebrating. If you're a Gemini, start getting happy about what's happening. You're going to see these opportunities emerge, and it's like, wow. And it doesn't come and go. It just is where you're at right now, is in an uptick of openness, especially for things you want, things you desire. And for Gemini, okay, we'll talk about Geminis. I'll get out my best dissing on Geminis, because I've been picking on Tauruses since the sun went into Taurus, which, we should do. Sort of rib them and sort of give them the little nudge. And remember, Taurus was the mythology of King Minos. He lied so he could have the best, bull. He lied, but who'd he lie to? A god. So he was given this bull on loan from Poseidon, and then says, I ain't letting go of this. In typical Taurus fashion, I'm keeping this thing. That's why I used to tease all Tauruses, all my friends and Taurus friends. Don't lend Taurus anything. Don't lend. Because it just doesn't register, because that thing will land, and then they'll have every intention of getting it back to you. And And you know what the road to hell is paved with, right? So anyway, now Taurus says, I'm giving you all a hard time because I have to prepare for Gemini so I can defend when I'm giving Geminis a hard time. But so King Minos lies about the bull to Poseidon and then tells his people, paint up another bull looks just like this one, and hand it back to him. So blinded by his own insecurity, blinded to the fact that he's painting up a bull and giving it to a god who sees all, knows all, because he's going to fool this god because his desire to have this winning bull was so important to him. So naturally things go to hell. I don't have to get into the details of it. It just to point out that the mythology of Taurus will point to the fact that Tauruses have to learn to tame that desire, that bull of desire. Like once they get their mind on something that they want, that's it. That's it. You'll have to get it for them because they will charm the hell out of you until you do, or they might, stubbornly do something to withdraw all that Venus energy on you. But have y'all ever been under the spell of a Taurus when they're complimenting you? Whew, it's crazy. It's crazy. They're good at it. And they feel that every part of your body feels the joy they're feeling. It's amazing. And you'll do anything to keep that going. I don't mean to give away your secret weapon, Taurus, but that'd be a hard thing to do because you have a bunch of good techniques that are powerful and they're wonderful. And that's why we love you. And guess what? We all have Taurus in us. So wherever Taurus is in the house of your horoscope, of your chart, you're doing that too. You can schmooze the best of them wherever your Taurus is. And I mean it. You just have to be in the right area, the right field to do it. But that is a power thing to do. And guess what? When it's over, when Taurus gets what they want, that goes away. It's all gone till the next thing. So now they got you hooked like heroin. Damn, that was good. That felt good. And they're not even, they're not around. They're doing their thing. They're enjoying life. And then it's like, well, Taurus, what else you need? That felt so good. And so Tauruses will keep that flow going. Now, again, it's Taurus, Taurus moon, Taurus rising. And wherever you have Taurus in your chart, that area of your life, that's where you're seductive. That's where you're really good. That's also where you don't let go of anything. That's also where you get an idea and it just stays. That's the way it is. It's a fixed sign, fixed earth. Do you get more fixed than that? I mean, we have fixed Aquarius, fixed air. They make up their mind. That's it. Period. Case closed. Icy, cold, done. Scorpio, fixed water. They decide something about you. It's over. They never lose it. Okay, you getting it? So fixed Leo, fixed fire. Oh my gosh. Tell a Leo they're wrong about something. See a Leo who is wrong about it, admit they're wrong about it. You can't change that stuff. So it's fun. Those are areas of our life. It's fun to understand people from that way. And then you have to find the counter way to work with them. And the way you work with Taurus is meeting them with their own medicine. They love flattery. They love things. They love the support and love and endurance and appreciation, big appreciators, and they love appreciation. Now, all that's sort of topically superficial, and it sounds very manipulative and all that, but, it's what isn't manipulative in life. The clothes you pick for the day, you're manipulating the world. But I'm not endorsing that. I'm saying that to help you understand the parts of your life and the part of this new moon that's coming, it will be nice for you to see what moves you and how when you're really charming to somebody when you need something. That's very Taurus. Who doesn't do that? And if you don't do it, you're a fool. Well, you're nice. You want something. You're going to those are the people, the fools, the ones who go to a restaurant, right? Taurus is right in the middle of the word. And you're going to complain to the chef to recook your meal. What an idiot. Are you crazy? You're going to send your food back and expect it to be cooked again and them not do something crazy to your food? Crazy. That's your arrogance. That's your hubris. And you deserve what happens. Oh, okay. You can tell it's still Aries moon because there's still a little feistiness in the air. All right. All right, how y'all doing? Let's check on you, and then I think we can wrap it up here pretty well. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Lord. Okay. Looks like y'all are doing good. Y'all are so sweet, too, by the way. Thank you for your kindness always. And I like to remind you to please use the gratitude board over at one2listen.com because it is 100% anonymous. You don't have to say anything except what you're grateful for. And the reason we ask you to do that, because in this Taurus new moon, the tactile typing of it, the texting of it into this little box that says what you're grateful for, sort of anchors it in. And you can be grateful for something that hasn't happened yet as if it did happen, because that shows a level of trust. Okay, Gemini. Okay, let's see what's good. A bit windy today too, right? Woo! Look at that wind. I know, Jennifer. It is crazy. The little dogs, I took the boys out really quick. I mean, I didn't realize how strong it was. And both of their ears were blowing back. They were miserable, but I needed to get a picture and I couldn't. I was like, but you know, they got to do their business, which is good. Okay. Yeah. Time to prep to pick on Geminis, the flaky, fun-loving, multi-drink connectors. It's Aries getting us ready. All right, blessings to you, Mark. After several years of listening to Hay House, I too finally gave up on affirmations. However, when I'm feeling anxious, I hear Louise's voice in my head. You are safe, all is well. I instantly calm down. I miss her. Okay, yes, here's the deal. That is a loving voice. That's not a lying voice. Lying is when we go, it's, you know, it's all good. It's like, I'm not afraid. I'm afraid. And the loving voice is the counter argument. I call it the counter voice, the counter argument voice to the part of us that's going, I am screwed here. You should have a counter voice to that. You're not necessarily. Take a minute here. Feel yourself. Like, would you let a child get away with saying that and you not support them? You not endorse them? You're not lying to a child when you say, it's going to be okay. Come here. Give me a hug. Because no matter what, you're going to fight to keep that child safe. We don't do that to ourselves. We don't fight to keep ourselves safe. But that's worse than telling a child, here, write this down 10 times. And it's, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. It's ridiculous, ridiculous. And I no judgment of people who do that and it works for you and your kids. I'm fine. But for me, I want a loving voice. I do. Louise Hay's a perfect example of a loving voice. And I remember she was here, right? And she was so tough. She's tough. She wouldn't let you get away with anything. But I remember she said, Mark, I am ready to go. And because somebody said to her, it's getting late. And she said, Mark, let's go. And I said, you don't have to go. She said, it wasn't a request. So I got the keys and grabbed Oliver and said, come on, we got to go. But I did say to her, I've told you all this story a million times, Louise, why do Libras have to why can't they be angry with me? I'm so mad. And I get John, I'm mad. I want him mad. If I'm mad, John won't get mad. He plays the fucking Libra scale, excuse my language. He goes to the opposite. Well, what did you do to provoke it? She goes, and I said, Louise, why won't Libras get mad with me? She said, because one of us angry is enough. It was brilliant. I was like, damn it. Okay. Oh my God. It still cracks me up because she was so right. So yes, when we're uncomfortable, you guys, whatever makes you safe, first of all, please do it. Please do whatever makes you safe. But start also cultivating a loving, parental, protective voice using what you know to be true. If you believe you come from a loving source, if there's a loving God energy universe around you, if you believe in that fully, then it will be without conditions. It won't matter what language you use. It won't matter if your affirmations are positive. It'd be like, please love me right now. Let me feel you. Let me feel my gratitude. That's why I'm into gratitude so deeply, because it forces me to go to what I know is okay and is beautiful in my life. And I'm giving that to that inner part of my child, the part of me that is scared. I'm giving the reminder of why we're so lucky and how little this means. So whatever it takes, you guys, you got to do. And that's the beauty too we can do under this Taurus moon, is bring Venus in big time. And the whole thing about affirmations is just don't lie. Just because you're saying it a million times, it has nothing to do with faith. It has nothing to do with inspiration. Faith is believing that you know you're okay, is understanding it. You know you're okay because you haven't been abandoned here. Like I have to do with you now. What a great time with you guys. Thank you so much for your patience with some of the technical stuff going on, but in general, always love seeing you. I always love having my Mondays with you. Please use the new moon to garner some personal sense of security and safety, to intend for something you'd like to see come into your life. And it can be anything you want. Just pick something. I always ask for more gratitude. I want to be fully aware of the things I'm grateful for. I never want that to go away. It's a personal phobia of mine. I don't ever want to forget what I have to be grateful for. It makes me feel really good. And I am grateful for you, particularly. Thank you so much for all you do. Go over to 12listen.com. Support those guys, some of the best advisors in the world. I can't believe their gifts. Use them. Talk to them. It's one of the safest things. We've been here over 15 years now. We don't need a lot more proof to say that that's a great place to be. We will have a sale tomorrow for the new moon. Stay tuned for Christina LaFrance, Lori Love, Jamie Dawn. Mondays are fun at 12 Radio, and you're fun always. This is Mark Husson's Astrology Hour, signing out. Thank you.